Hey everybody, it's Allie Edwards and welcome back to December Daily 2021. This is going to be story number 18 in my album, and I am working off the back of this full page photo from Audrey's birthday. So that was story 17. Still need that picture of Simon with his advent calendar. Hopefully can make that happen today. The story that I want to tell today is about volleyball. And I had a volleyball tournament yesterday. Super fun, full day. You know, if you're listening to the news right now, things are feeling a little crazy again, so it was really nice to have this happen, and I don't know. Life's just weird. Continues to be a weird time. We're gonna celebrate it for what it was in that moment, which was a really fun return for Anna to volleyball, something that she had started back in 2019 and then got canceled with COVID, and she was able to start again. You know, you guys know, you're paying, you're around. So anyway, so my plan for this story is to trim out the photo. So I got the full page photo of her on the court here, and then I'm gonna play with the red felt numbers again, bring another set of those out, and want to do something where the 18 flips up. So it might be that the 18 is on a transparency that flips up. That would be fun. I've done that kind of thing before where I can attach the transparency along the top, maybe with washi tape, and that whole thing flips up. That's a possibility. I was also just thinking about having the 18 along the top without a transparency and setting it up so that part just flips up, and then having the journaling on top. So I'm kind of looking at potentially having these strips on the number 18, just telling a little bit of the story of the day, and then having some sort of embellishment on the top of the 18, whether it's something like the story with the heart, or I still am really liking these guys, so maybe another one of these, cutting another one out, and adding it onto the 18. So again, just focusing on a bit, you know, photo, words, and then some sort of embellishment to support that story. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive right in, get this cut up, get this guy in here, and then figure out, do I wanna do this on top of a transparency? What kind of transparencies do I have available to me? You guys saw some of the gold ones that I was pulling out from my stash from a couple days ago. I think I used it on, let's see, where was, I used it on the top of this one. I ended up using Vellum. So I'm gonna look in my stash and see what I have. I think I've used most of the ones from this year. Actually, there is one more. I do have this guy that I haven't used yet, but I might want a transparency instead of Vellum so that you can see through a little bit more. So I'm gonna look in my stash and see what I have, and we'll go from there. All right, my friends, let's see how this one actually comes together. I did see a request in a comment recently to have more Vellum just in our shop, and Vellum is something that I always love, and so it's definitely on our radar in terms of making some more. This is the first year where we made some you know, an actual pack with the collection, and so that was really fun. I'm actually using one, I think it's actually from My Mind's Eye, so it's a couple pages that I've had in the past. I did consider doing just the plastic transparency, one of the graphics plastic transparencies, but then I was thinking about how I knew that I wanted to have the journaling underneath, and the 18 didn't really fit in exactly the spot that I wanted it to. So in the end, I did end up going with the large gold dot Vellum from My Mind's Eye. I think it's super fun. The thing I wanted to say about that too is that our goal as a company is not to make every single craft supply that you will ever need, right? We want to make some things, and then we want to be a part of a community of lots of different manufacturers who make different things for different people and different kinds of storytellers and different kinds of memory keepers. So we never have the goal to like be your be all end all place for everything. So just keep that in mind too. I'm actually using Tim Holtz fabric tape here to attach this to the top. I don't think I've used the fabric tape before. I've done this with washi tape, but I felt like the black and white one was fun, especially related to the uniforms that Anna's volleyball team has. So when I do this kind of flip up, I do a piece of tape, or whether it's washi tape or fabric tape, on the top that covers both the piece underneath and then the piece on the top, as well as another piece underneath. So when you flip it up, you still see the tape there. And then I'm going ahead, I adhered the two photos back to back. I'm using that We Are Memory Keepers hole punch again to punch out the holes. And then one issue that I ran into and knew I needed to deal with here was that I needed to be able to have this thing still flip up. So I'm just trimming off probably about a ½ inch or less right by the holes there where that allows that piece to still be able to flip up. Next up, I tackled attaching the 1 and the 8 together. I'm using red line tape for these, and sometimes that can be really hard to peel off. But I'm just using a little bit right there, knowing that I'm going to adhere that whole thing down. And then I had a plan, or my plan is to use those strips from the main kit for my journaling. So on the back of the 18 there, I did 1 line of red line tape. So it's adhered right in the middle, and you can see it a little bit on the back, but part of what my plan was that I would put my journaling, that's where my journaling would start in terms of one of those labels would be right in the middle. So I laid them out first. I also am using a Documenting December canvas phrase that I did run through the sewing machine again like I've been doing on the other ones. So it has a little bit of red thread along the top there. And then I went ahead and date stamped. This actually happened on the 19th, even though it's my 18th story. And then I'm using a Slick Writer pen to write in my journaling. I also totally spelled the word bring. I think spring or love being. Oh, it was being. I spelled that wrong, so I just kind of rewrote it on top of it. So that happens, and we roll with it, especially when you're doing handwriting, right? I feel like that's really normal and just happens. So I'm writing just, obviously this is really short journaling about being happy to be back on the volleyball court for Anna and loves being able to watch a new group of people playing with her, and it was just a really fun, very normal day, and that was fun too. And I think that these are the kinds of stories that I always end up including in my December daily projects. It's not just Christmas, because we don't just do Christmas stuff in December. We still have regular life things going on. So I'm using my rolling adhesive to adhere these strips down on there, and then I'm going to adhere that a little subhead title there on the top, also with the rolling adhesive. And then I knew I wanted to do a little bit of decoration on the outside of that 18. And once I turned it back over after I had adhered those strips on the back, I didn't like how you could see those through there, like just the placement. So I'm thinking also, as I'm cutting this out with my small scissors, about what could I put inside the circles of the 8, the cutout parts of the 8? I end up actually looking in my stash, and I had pulled out at the beginning of the season 2 Puffy stickers that were from the Hope story kit. They were either actually in the kit or as an add-on. And one of them says like never give up, and the other one says always have hope. And I thought that it just kind of went good with the feelings that I had related to being back in volleyball and the stuff related to COVID, and just feels good for an added sentiment to this story, right? Which is not totally what I'm talking about in my journaling, but I think that the sentiments are absolutely still there. I'm using red line tape to adhere that piece that I die cut out of the pattern paper pack. And then I'm going to add on one of the little glitter stickers just along the top there. I'm going to add that on with a foam adhesive. And then also on the inside photo, I did end up adding a rub-on, a little Tim Holtz rub-on on there that says Merry and Bright right on top of the photo. So I'm going to add one more little star, a little gold glitter star on there as well. If you guys have any questions on this particular story or page, let me know in the comments below.